Hello and welcome to Level Up Pup Gaming. This video is a tiny bit weird, and I feel in order for it to make sense or be worth watching, I just need to add a little bit of context. So if you got a minute and you're interested in hearing a short story about Elden Ring, stick around. Otherwise, I put a timestamp in for you to go and watch my friend flawlessly solo Malenia with Let Me Solo Her's build. Now that name may sound familiar to some of you, Let Me Solo Her, and I really haven't expressed or even posted about my story with this player so far, as I'm kind of shocked it even exists at all, and I didn't want to gloat or make it seem more important than it is. I want to remain as humble as I can when it comes to stuff I'm new at, or stuff that I think is too good to be true. So let me explain. I decided to build a PC and get back into gaming. I hadn't owned a system since PlayStation 1, and the last game I fully beat on my own was on my friend's Xbox, and it was the first 3 Halos. So I had a lot of catching up to do, and had no clue where to start. Well, that's not true. I knew exactly where I was going to start, thanks to Carcinogen SDA on YouTube. Carcinogen SDA. If you can go show him some love. He's awesome, and he does Resident Evil walkthroughs, and so I watch his old retro Resident Evil games and just watch his walkthroughs and fall asleep at night. And Resident Evil was where I was going to start. I had a few ideas for the first 3 Resident Evil games that I wanted to do for walkthroughs, and it was him who inspired me to create a gaming page and give content creation and streaming a shot. So I built a PC, get a 3060 graphics card, and I went to test it out. So I asked Google, what's the best game to test a new graphics card out with? And Elden Ring popped up because it was about 12 or 13 days after launch. So I watched a few videos on it, and it looked beautiful, and I obviously had never heard of Dark Souls or From Software, and was quickly shocked at how much I sucked at the game and how brutal and hard it was. But I kept playing it here and there because it was fascinating. So I joined some Facebook groups on Elden Ring so I can get advice and talk to other players, see what other players are doing in the game. And one day I saw this clip of a guy with a jar on his head outside a boss room that I hadn't reached yet. And some other players were standing next to him, and they all went in and watched the jar guy fight this boss. And I had no idea what I was seeing at the time. A few weeks or so later, I see a guy with a jar on his head and a thumbnail on a YouTube video, and it reminded me of the clip I saw. So I clicked on it and learned about the story of Let Me Solo Her. If you haven't heard of him, he's a PC player who decided not to just assist other players with their Malenias, but he was going to solo her for them, flawlessly, with just 2 swords and no armor. And he went quite viral due to a Reddit post about him slaying people's Malenias like a champ. So I found his YouTube page and gave him a follow because I dug the vibe he puts out into the gaming community. And I watched his 1000th Malenia slaying livestream on YouTube. But then after that, there was this feeling and rumors went around that he retired and is no longer fighting Malenia. And that makes sense, because no good thing lasts forever, right? But it wasn't true. He was still fighting her, and still does it from time to time, even now. So I promise this is all coming to the point of this video. So I get to Malenia, and the entire first playthrough, I was summoning spirit summons and was heavily dependent on Bloodhound Steps iframes before it got nerfed. So I noticed that Let Me Solo Her and I were both Dex Arcane builds, so we had the same type of build, only I used 2 twin blades instead of katanas. So I just got this bug up in me to try and mimic fighting Malenia in his style, just as a challenge for myself. So just a helmet, no armor, light roll, 2 weapons, no Ash of War or spells. And I remember precisely when I got to Malenia, I was in a pretty dark place and I wasn't feeling well mentally. And I just got to her door, and I went in and died a few times before I decided to give Let Me Solo Her's style a try. I'm not trying to toot my own horn because I was using Bloodhound Step and Spirit Summons, but all the bosses in the game, including the final bosses, took me less than a day to beat. Malenia took me 3 straight days, and I fought her so much I got tired and went to bed. But the first thing I thought of when I woke up was, oh, I get to fight Malenia again. I was so excited. And it took me 161 tries to beat her in Let Me Solo Her's manner. I was numb with happiness and pleasure. It was so much fun. Every death just felt like a lesson of what not to do, and another try to be had. I wanted to fight her again. I was itching so bad to fight her again. So the rest of the game just felt lackluster, and all the fights after her were just not as fun or as cool, it seemed. So I decided to try and do what Let Me Soloer Her did, only less confident. I wasn't trying to be him or take his place. I just, from the bottom of my heart, wanted to fight Malenia again. And I was too lazy to go to New Game Plus to go all the way back up to her. So I changed my character's name to May I Practice. And I put my co-op sign down to see if people would let me fight their Malenias, and they did. And at first, I just died every time and humiliated myself over and over. But then it got smoother, and I actually started defeating her for people. Then I straight up started flawlessly soloing her for people. And I'd still fight, even if they fought with me. I wasn't trying to be a hot shot. I just found fighting Malenia to be so therapeutic that I ended up changing my name over to May I Try First. And I haven't stopped fighting her. I mean, geez, I'm fighting her right now whilst I read this to you guys. So, while fighting Malenia one day, I popped my remedy to see Let Me Soloer Her sign. I opened up OBS and panic summoned him, and watched him solo my Malenia, which the video is on my YouTube page if you guys want to watch it. And it was such an honor. I wanted to ask him if it was really him, but didn't know how to contact him. I didn't even know that you could look at the players that you played with recently on Steam, so I had no idea how to contact him. And about 20 minutes after he soloed my Malenia, he went live on YouTube, soloing Malenias just for fun. And in this live stream, I see that he has a Discord channel, and I had just recently joined Discord when I made my gaming page. So I joined his Discord and just hung out in his Elden Ring channels and Dark Soul channels, and just kind of hung out meeting other Malenia fighters and helping fellow Tarnished out with the game. Discord had always been on in the background on my laptop, just in my room. So, whilst on Discord one day, Let Me Soloer Her post that he needs a new moderator for his Discord channel. And I just seriously thought, I have nothing else to do tonight. Let's fight some Malenias and apply for shits and giggles. I mean, in the application, I specifically say, I'm just applying to let you know I dig your channel and would be honored to help you moderate it, but you'll want to pick someone else. I have not only zero experience moderating a chat, but I've only been on Discord for like 4 months, so I have zero clue what I'd be doing. And I filled out and answered all the questions in the application and then forgot about it. And one day, I had a message request from Let Me Soloer Her himself, saying he saw my app and wanted to ask me a few questions. And at that point, I good and properly blasted feces into my pants in total shock. I obliged politely, but also reminded him that I have no experience whatsoever and didn't think in a million years he'd message me for an interview. I mean, that alone felt like a win right there. So the next week I was so nervous, half me wanted him to say no because I didn't know what I was doing and I was scared, but half me was like, oh man, I hope I get this. Well, he said yes. He hired me and a few other members, so I'm currently a moderator in Let Me Soloer Her's Discord server. Like, how did that possibly happen? It's absolutely insane. I have no idea. Sometimes it doesn't seem real and feels too good to be true. And it's an eye-opener, to say the least. I didn't really advertise or tell everyone I was on his team because I was, and still am, nervous I'll do a horrible job and be fired for not being what he needs. But I was unbelievably touched and honored that he'd let me be a part of his team on an entry level with no experience. So all I can hope is I can help his chat be a place that he wants it to be and try and help it be a bit more peaceful. You know how the interwebs can be sometimes, especially in chat rooms, but that's the story of why this Malenia fight you're about to see exists. So, if you skip the story and you're wondering what this video is, it's just a challenge for members of Let Me Soloer Her's Discord. If you come by and join the Discord, it's called the Jarnished, you can message a moderator, like me, or Klein himself, and see if they're free, and ask them to watch you in voice chat to attempt to defeat Malenia under the following conditions. 1. No damage taken. If you get clipped even once, gotta start the fight over. 2. You can only use Let Me Soloer Her's armor and weapons. This means only the Jar Helm and 2 katanas of any kind. No ashes of war of any kind can be used, but you may put an ash of war on a katana to give it a status effect like bleed or frost. but you cannot utilize that Ash of War in the fight. It has to be your Malenia, so not one in co-op, and no flasks, no buffs, no consumables, no pots, no throwing items, and no spells. And you can use any 4 talismans you wish. So let me just reiterate that just to clean it up. His build, so a Jar Helm and 2 katanas, any 2 katanas you want. But it has to be only katanas, and you have to dual wield them. And then you can use any 4 talismans you want. Doesn't have to be the talismans that he uses. But you can't use anything else. No Ash of Wars, no items, just like him. So when you're ready to complete this challenge, message me or another moderator and respectfully ask them if they have time to witness you, and then share your screen and voice chat. Once you defeat her without taking damage, Let Me Solo Her will give you a Malenia Soloer role in his Discord. For anyone not on Discord, your roles are just little descriptions of your stance in each of the different servers that people can see when they click on your profile. Mine, for example, says I'm a moderator when you click on my profile. So if you do this challenge, when I click on your profile, it'll say you're a Malenia Soloer. So with all that said, please come by the Jarnished, join the server, hone and practice your skills using Let Me Solo Her's build, and then let me know when you're ready, and I'll be more than happy to watch you get your Malenia Soloer tag. Or, if you're not trying to do that, but you're still on Discord, come by and check out the Jarnished. I know I'm a bit biased and all now, but it's a chill place for gamers, so at the least you can come by, you'll see me there, say hi, and if not, it's totally cool. Whole point of this video was to, 1, give props to my friend Nakoa for his awesome solo you're about to see, and 2, let you guys know that not everything in my life is dark and broken, and 3, to help out promote the Jarnished and encourage fellow Elden Ring players to come by and try the challenge and showcase your skills, or at the very least, just come by and hang out in the chat. So without further ado, I present to you my buddy soloing his Malenia no damage with Let Me Solo Her's build. 2 things real quick. This took him a few tries, and so I had forgotten to hit record on this attempt like a fool. So it starts a bit into the fight. He didn't take any damage. I witnessed it, but I messed up like a dang fool, and I was hoping that he'd get it on a different try, but nope. The one that I forgot to hit record on was the one that he finally beat her on. So it starts a little bit into the fight. I apologize. And also one more thing, you're going to hear me talking with another member in the server. This is because it's a voice chat. It's open to anyone at any time. So another member came in to hang out with us while I was helping, and I was helping him with his game and answering questions while my buddy was fighting Malenia. So I apologize for the chat over the fight. But hopefully, I'll see you guys in the Jarnished someday. Until then, enjoy this amazing no-hit from my buddy Nakoa. Until the next video, be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other. I love you guys. I'll see you later.
Ooh, I did not mean to get into a corner with you.
Oh wow, they are immune to blood. Poison, scarlet rot, and bleed they're immune to. I didn't know they were immune to bleed. So yeah, you'd be better off going with frost. That'd probably help you a lot.
Ooh, this thing is stupid, then.
They are actually extremely easy to parry if you can parry.
Can I just kind of block and that works?
Yeah, you can block them. Just be careful of their grab. You can't block the grab. That'll still grab you even if you're blocking. Yeah, you
really hard, because I don't have much energy, and this guy's just kind of going at me.
Yeah, shield will help block out damage, because they do a lot of really quick swipes and stuff that are hard to dodge sometimes, especially at a medium load. Nice, phase 2, let's go. Yeah, that's... Okay, if you're lightweight, it should be a lot easier to dodge them.
It is, but I'm struggling because I'm running out of energy.
Do you have low endurance?
No, but it's not as leveling up as good anymore. And I died.
I mean, Black Knife assassins are a tough fight no matter what.
Oh yeah, definitely for builds because I used to be a strength build. It used to be easy. I back
Yeah.
into that corner and die.
Yeah, they're pretty
I'll change
easy
my
too.
weapon.
They're
So
pretty
you're saying
easy.
just
They're pretty easy to knock out of their attack animations. So strength builds and bully builds are really
so
good
I
against
should
them.
just like go with oh crap the thing I have on doesn't do that. No, no, poison, no. Oh,
Is this
dang,
the
I
one,
didn't know.
sir? Is this the
So
one?
do cold.
Yeah, do some frost.
All right, man.
Another one.
It's
Good lord.
I would have to do the whole playthrough with just bleed, but I guess sometimes you gotta change.
Nice. Come on, bleed or frost.
I need to change one of my heirlooms.
There it is. Congratulations, Nakoa.
He did it!
You are a Malenia Soloer. Let's go.
Applause. To no,
Well
good
done, sir.
bad.
Well done. I
How
got
do
it
you say
recorded.
his name?
Nakoa? That's how I pronounce it. Well done, man.
Nuka-Cola. Applause. I'm just gonna call him Nuka-Cola.
Well
If you're
done,
gonna
sir.
say the-
I will notify Klein and he will get you your tag. Congrats.